Part 2 of question number 2. Another aspect of Scripture that is confusing and why many dogmas and denominations were formed is from the inability to discern what is literal from what is symbolic in the Scriptures. The most common mistake of dogma is the symbolism in Scripture is taken literally and the literal part is interpreted as symbolic. In Paul's letter to Timothy, he said, "Preach the word, be prepared in season and out of season. Correct, rebuke, and encourage with great patience and careful instruction. For the time will come when men will not put up with sound doctrine. Instead, to suit their own desires, they will gather around them a great number of teachers to say what their itching ears want to hear. They will turn their ears away from the truth and turn aside to myths." This passage describes what happens when Scripture is misinterpreted, and also implies that just because something is popular does not make it correct. Jesus was aware of this, and spent a great deal of his mission correcting the church people of his time. So when Paul foretold that people would be suiting to their own desires, he's referring to how Scripture is often used out of context for selfish agendas and narrow ideas. This occurs when someone spreads an opinion that sometimes they've been grandfathered into without cross-examining the evidence that supports or contradicts their idea. This is what you call an untested theory or doctrine, which also makes it unsound. In the Koran it says, "It is he who has sent down to thee the book. In it are verses basic or fundamental of established meaning. They are the foundation of the book. Others are allegorical." Allegorical means symbolic. Therefore, the Quran is saying that there are parts in Scripture which can be taken literally because they have an established meaning or correspond to a frame of reference. However, there are also parts that are symbolic or allegorical. In summary, if a passage in Scripture uses terminologies or symbols that have no grounds in reality and cannot be explained based on God's natural laws, then the passage is symbolic and should be understood and explained that way. Thank you for listening to section number 2.